Magic the Gathering is a constantly evolving game, with approximately 10 new sets coming out every year and more than 100 pre-existing sets. Instead of being smart and dropping hundreds of dollars to get the exact cards I need to build the perfect deck, I've decided to do it the old-fashioned way, through official, sealed product only. Using $50 per week, I will embark on a journey to create the perfect deck. We will climb the brackets of CEDH and become a competitive monster. Welcome to Magic the Gathering Sealed Only. Hello and welcome to our very first opening. This is episode 1 of the Commander Sealed Only Challenge. So, as a recap, you just watched the intro, but as a recap, $50 a week, that's all we get. Sealed product only. It's going to be a mix between casual play, competitive play, with a goal to climb those CDH brackets and become a competitive monster. Now, without further ado, let's jump into the pre-constructed deck that I have chosen to kick the series off. Reap the Tides. Our commander is AC, Tyrant of the Gyre Strait. So, jumping into this here, let's go ahead and crack this bad boy open. I was able to snag one of these for exactly $50. So using our entire budget, but I was able to get one. If I could just get into it here. Go. And hopefully I didn't get scammed because these go for a little more than $50 nowadays. Here we go. Crack this open. Got our nice little Reap the Tides deck box there. We're gonna use to house our deck. Got our life point counter. Don't think I'll be using that. And then learn to play commander. I think I know how. So crack that open. Anything else in there? Nope. Let's get into the nitty gritty of it. The cards. There is our 100 card deck. And here is our copy of AC, Tyrant of the Gyre Strait. So as you can see, we play additional land on each of our turns. And whenever a land enters the battlefield under our control, draw a card. Value. That's all he is. Straight value. So I'm sure you can kind of be asking yourself, what kind of strategy are we going to go with for this series? I was thinking of tackling something of a landfall strategy. A lot of landfall cards already built into this deck. A lot of things that let me play extra lands, lots of ramp. I'm pretty sure this precon plays about 48 to 49 lands, which will be changing pretty quickly, but wanted to kick us off with this pre-constructed deck as I went through a few, and Simic was a color combination that I had never played before. This one stood out to me, so that's what we're gonna do, because I think it's got a ton of potential to become something amazing. So I wanted to quickly run through the card by card here, kind of what's doing what in this deck. So of course we got our commander, drawing cards when we play lands, pretty sweet. And then what I would consider to be the main win con right now is going wide with cards like Rampaging Baloths, Avenger of Zendikar, and Spore Mound. And then we've also got Maloku, who can kind of count as going wide, so I threw them in there. They're going to let us get lands back to our hand and make a 1/1 token with flying while we're at it. Jumping next to kind of the tribal aspect of this, or our big dumb idiot section. So you got the Simic Sky Swallower, 6/6 with trample and flying and shroud. We've got Malimo, Marrow Sorcerer. He's going to be big because we're going to be casting him in the late game, and he's going to be probably at least a 7/7 with trample, probably bigger than that. Got Tromokratus, 8/8. Got another 8/8 in Stormtide Leviathan. We've got Shipbreaker Kraken. We've got Scourge of Fleets, Nezzle Primal Tide, and this Hydra that we're probably going to get rid of, and Elder Deep Fiend is to be decided. He'll probably stick around for a little bit because he's pretty okay. Trench Behemoth, and then Shark to Crab. We've also got Slyn Voda Rising Deep, and that concludes our Big Dumb Idiots section. Moving us along to what I would consider like ramp mana stuff. So we've got our Soul Ring, of course, our Simic Signet, and then we've got a card like Growth Spiral, Coiling Oracle. He's going to let us draw a card, or he's going to let us look at the top card of our library, and if it's a land, put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, put it in your hand. Got Yavimaya Elder. Ramp, ramp. Kodama's Reach, that's ramp. Rampant Growth, ramp's in the name. That's ramp, ramp, ramp. And then we get to some of the card draw section of the cards, and this makes up a good section of the deck as well. Get these out of the way. So we got Seer's Sundial, landfall, lets us draw a card. We've got Fathom Mage. Whenever a 1/1 counter is put on Fathom Mage, draw a card. It's got Evolve, so we're going to be putting some counters on it. Sphinx of Uthun, going to have us draw some cards. Same thing with Urban Evolution. Kind of goes along, gives us a little bit of ramp. It lets us play an additional land. And if you're counting, if we have AC out and we play this, we play 3 lands, and that's 6 cards that we're drawing. So pretty sweet. Harmonize, it's all right. Mold Drifter, you know, it's a body. You can evoke it to just draw some cards. I think that's what most people do with it. Landfall to go ahead and draw some cards. Fact or Fiction, drawing cards. Compulsory Research, drawing cards. And then we move on to the removal section. Meteor Golem, I don't think it's going to stick that long. I personally don't think the card's very good. Yes, it destroys target non-land permanent, but I think there's better cards that we could do. We've got Terrastodon. Going to remove some stuff, give them some 3/3s. Of course, our Whelming Wave. This is our big swingy play to try to swing for game. Simic Charm, I didn't really know where to toss this as it does a couple things, but the reason I threw it in here is because it returns target creature to its owner's hand, so removal. We've got Wickerbow Elder. He's going to go ahead and just be some artifact removal. Reclamation Sage, Green Staple, artifact or enchantment removal. Beast Within, pretty good card. It's going to destroy some stuff. Acidic Slime, destroys target artifact, enchantment, or land. And then we've got Peel from Reality, again, removal. We got Into the Royal, all this stuff in there. We've got our couple counter spells here, Arcane Denial and Counterspell, so we can interact with the other player's board. And then I just threw this in as just kind of like utility. So we've got Swiftfoot Boots, and then Splitting Image. Didn't really know where to toss this. It's just utility, like if we get the opportunity to use it on something that's going to create more value, copy any of our great value pieces. Murkfiend Liege is going to make our creatures bigger, and is going to untap all of our creatures during each other player's untap step. So pretty cool, lets us swing out and not be punished. This is the strategy I want to build into a little bit more. Ruminap Excavator. You've got Bubba the Cat coming through. He is going to let us play land cards from our graveyard. Not really much synergy going on there yet, but hopefully we will. Eternal Witness, kind of the same as Ruminap Excavator. A little bit different, lets us get any card and put it into our hand from our graveyard, but I kind of put them in the same category as they probably be used to play some lands. And then this one's also just kind of like generic landfall card. Doesn't really fit the theme of the deck, in my opinion. So probably one of the ones we cut pretty quick, along with Verdant Sun's Avatar. A couple lands I did want to outline, as normally you wouldn't really cover these, but in this deck they're important because it's a landfall card. Terramorphic Expanse, it's going to let us get 2 land drops in 1 turn. Evolving Wilds is going to let us get 2 land drops 1 turn. Blighted Woodland is going to let us get possibly up to 3 land drops in 1 turn. If we play Blighted Woodland, immediately crack it to get 2 basic lands. So cards like that are going to be intriguing. The rest of these are just like your basic things of that nature. One thing, since this is a landfall deck, lands are going to be important. So any opportunity we have to pull some cool lands to toss in here will be very cool. But that's the deck.
Today we are playing against Elizabeth and her Winter Cynical Opportunist deck, and Ryan playing Adrix and Nev Twin Casters. You'll also notice that I am playing with no sleeves. Sorry about that, they just weren't in the budget this week. Start the game off by winning the die roll, and end up mulliganing my first hand as it didn't have any early game options. And then Ryan's first turn starts off like this.
Oh, check this out. Forest.
Better not be a soul ring.
It's a soul ring.
Unbelievable.
You gotta tap the soul ring.
Oh my god.
Geometric nexus.
Ugh.
Your turn.
Crazy.
On turn 3, I play a Coiling Oracle and add Spitting Image to my hand. Keep this in mind, this is a surprise tool that we are going to use later. Ryan strikes first blood on Elizabeth. We do eventually stick AC and begin building value, but I get outpaced. Ryan comes out with a Hornet Queen, putting 8 Death Touch 1/1s, and I just need to answer. And answer I do, with a Whelming Wave, returning everything back to everyone's owner's hands. Ryan attempts to pop my commander with a Beast Within, which I counterspell. So we come out to this one on top, bouncing Elizabeth and Ryan's board and putting us just a little bit ahead here as we move into the second phase of the game. I did get a free swing into Ryan off this Whelming Wave, but that's about it. Ryan and Elizabeth both begin rebuilding after the Whelming Wave, and Elizabeth eventually retaliates against me with a Convert to Slime, destroying AC in addition to Ryan's Idol of Oblivion and my retreat to Kazandu. I recast AC at this point and then cast a Wickerbow Elder, which Ryan makes 2 copies of with theoretical duplication after realizing that Elizabeth has some juicy targets on her board. I make my Shipbreaker Kraken Monstrous, which lets me tap down 4 creatures. I choose 1 on Ryan's board and 3 on Elizabeth's board. Then in my end phase, Ryan uses one of his Wickerbow Elders to destroy the Polluted Cistern, and then during his turn uses the other Wickerbow Elder to pop the Whip of Erebos. However, he's not done quite yet, as he throws down an Oversimplify to exile all creatures on the battlefield and give us each a token equal to the total power of creatures we exiled from our board. This gave Ryan a 29/29, Elizabeth a 20/20, and me a 20/20. Devastating, right? Well, don't get too torn up. This will be pretty useful later on. Keep a lookout. Elizabeth then spends her turn recasting her commander and using the effect to return the Cistern to the battlefield. I then use Meteor Golem to destroy Ryan's 29/29 and cast Eternal Witness, returning my Whelming Wave to my hand and then swinging my 20/20 at Ryan, forcing him to chump block. Ryan recovers nicely by recasting Twin Casters and then playing a Desolation Twin, giving him 3 10/10s, putting up a serious wall of defense over there. Elizabeth unlocks the Polluted Cistern to get the Doom Oubliette effect, bringing back Moldgraf Millipede from her graveyard, and using her commander's effect to bring back Moldgraf Monstrosity. Remember that Spitting Image we got earlier? Time to put it to use. I cast Spitting Image targeting Ryan's Twin Casters, and then immediately retrace it from my graveyard, copying the 20/20 that Ryan so graciously gave me, giving me 3 20/20s on my board. I swing into Ryan with the 1 token that is not summoning sick. He blocks with Twin Casters, and then spends his turn walling back up. We are coming in hot. It's clear to Ryan and Elizabeth that I've become the archenemy of this game, so Elizabeth spends her turn playing Professor Onyx, and due to her having 20 cards in her graveyard, she's able to cast Ob Nixilis Reignited that she hideawayed earlier in the game. We just need to hang on, and I think we got this one. Using Ob, she destroys my copy of Twin Casters, and in her end step, she brings back her giant Ataphage from her graveyard. Also in her end step, I cast Peel from Reality to return my Eternal Witness to hand, and I target Elizabeth's 20/20, functionally destroying it since you can't return a token to hand. I start my turn by casting Elder Deep Fiend for his Emerge cost, sacrificing Meteor Golem, and I tap down enough of Ryan's blockers to swing in with my 3 20/20s and knock him out of the game. Let's go! Spitting Image being the MVP here, I cast it one more time, retracing it, discarding a land to get another 20/20. I then cast Acidic Slime to get rid of that Polluted Cistern. Elizabeth starts with Bojuka Bog, taking out my spitting image. How dare you? She then starts digging with Deathbridge Chant and Grapple with the Past, letting her mill 3 cards and return Suspicious Bookcase to her hand, which she casts and activates, targeting Giant Ataphage, swinging in with them and the commander. I pop the Giant Ataphage with Beast Within, giving her a 3/3, and block the commander with my Elder Deep Fiend, killing them both. Not for long though, as I cast Eternal Witness to get the Fiend back, tap down her blockers, and then swing in for game with my 3 20/20s. Well, we won our first game. Honestly, was not expecting to win for some time, but maybe this is a sign of great things to come. I really like how the deck performed, and Spitting Image, standout performer. Elder Deep Fiend, standout performer. They really showed up in this match. Maybe they will both keep their spot after all. We will see. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you liked the video, please consider dropping a like. And if you want to follow this series, click that subscribe button. See you guys next time. Hey guys, post-video Alec here, reviewing some of the footage. Just now realized that Spitting Image does not interact with the Oversimplified token the way I was playing it. Please do forgive me, as these things will happen when we're playing in a casual setting without a judge present, but let's go ahead and call this one a practice game, and we will officially start the record on the next video. See you around.